So today, guys, we're going to be making 2-ingredient cloud dough. It's kind of like Play-Doh, but it's a lot softer. It's really creamy. It doesn't stick to your hands. And the more you play with it, the softer it gets. Okay, guys, here is my quick tutorial. Today we're going to make 2-ingredient cloud dough. So like Play-Doh, but a little bit softer, a little bit creamier. We're going to use a really cheap conditioner. The creamier the better. This one smells like apples, so get one that's really smelly. Really cheap, get it from the pound shop. And you're going to use corn flour, and that's it. So we're going to use 1 part conditioner, 2 parts corn flour. So depending on how much you want to make is how much you can mix together. So let's get mixing. Okay guys, I'm going to make a small amount to begin with just to show you. So I'm going to take my conditioner, that smells like apples. I've got a ½ cup here. I'm going to make a small amount. And I'm going to pour in or squeeze out this bottle. ½ cup of conditioner. Oh, it smells really good. Okay, so there's my cup, ½ cup of conditioner. Goes into my bowl. I'm going to get a spoon and scoop it out. All of my conditioner is now in the bowl. I'm going to save my spoon for mixing. I'm going to wipe out my cup just so I don't get any sticky bits within there. And then I'm going to add in 2 ½ cups, so 1 full cup of corn flour. So I'm just going to use the same cup because we've already made it dirty, so we're going to have to wash it anyway. So I'm going to put 2 ½ cups or 1 full cup. 1. Oh, and 2. Cool. So before I mix it, there you go. I'm going to give it a mix now. Oh, I forgot to add some food colouring to make it red. So I'm going to add a little bit of food colouring. I'm not going to add a lot, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the back of a spoon, I'm going to dip it in and do a couple of drops. Just so it's not really, really dark in colour. I just want a nice light pinky red colour. Be careful with food dye because it can stain your clothes. So if you are wearing anything nice, I suggest you put an apron on. Let's start mixing and see what we can make. Now, as you're mixing this, there'll come a point where you need to put your hand in here and mix it. If you want to, you can start mixing it with your hand straight away. That might feel really good. Oh, it's starting to come together. Can you see? And it's a big pinky colour rather than a red. And I don't mind, I'm not mad about that. Make sure you mix it all together and get all the bits from the edges. Let's go in with my hand. Let's take the excess off the spoon. Don't eat this. It probably will not taste that good and it's probably got some chemicals in it that are not that great for you. Let's start combining it with our hands. It smells good. It smells like apples. So obviously you choose a conditioner smell that you like. I chose apples because I quite like apples. So it's starting to come together. It's starting to feel a bit less wet. I'm going to keep mixing it with my hand and then I might add a tiny bit more corn flour just so that it comes together a little bit better. Oh, got a little bit of newspaper in there for some reason. working really well. Let's add a tiny bit more corn flour because it's a tiny bit sticky still. And I think that it shouldn't be. I think it should actually not stick to your hands as much as mine is. So I'm going to add a tiny, just a really small amount. I'll show you how much. Get off. So there's my dough. A small amount in here. Small amount. And we'll go back to mixing. Now if you add too much too soon, if you add too much corn flour, it will dry it out and it won't be a dough, it will be kind of a thick, dry mess. So try and stick with little bits if you need to add more. Oh, it's coming together. I've nearly done it. And the more you work the corn flour into the conditioner mix, the better the dough will be, the softer and smoother it will be. So let's have a look at this dough now. Tiny bit wet still, so I'm going to add a tiny bit more. Just a little bit. Oh, too much. Whoops, I made a bit of a mess. That's alright. It's okay. It'll work. We'll just take it out of the bowl. We'll mix it in our hand. I did it. Or we did it, I should say. So here is our cloud dough. It's really smooth and soft. It smells like apples. Can you see? It's creamy and smooth. It doesn't stick to your hands. And the more you play with it, the softer it is, which is pretty cool. I like this. There you go, guys. That's my 2-ingredient cloud dough. It's kind of cool, actually. Feels a bit like bubble gum. You know, when you chew bubble gum and then you play with it, that's what it feels like. I don't recommend you do that. That's gross, but that's what it feels like. So there you go. There's my 2-ingredient cloud dough. See if you can make one at home. Remember, it's 1 part conditioner, 2 parts corn flour. Make sure you mix it well, and only add small amounts of corn flour from there on in if it's a bit too wet and it's sticking to your hands. Have a good day, guys. I'll see you next week.